Most people buying a UV printer in 2026 are either overpaying for features they'll never use or buying a bargain that clogs in a week. If you're tired of the hype, I've spent months testing the top 5 best UV printers to see which ones actually survive a real workday. From smart cameras that find your objects for you to varnish finishes that look like high-end retail, I'm breaking down exactly what these machines are like to live with. No fluff, just the honest truth about where to put your money. Number 5. Vivore A3 UV. I've had this massive VEVOR unit sitting on my workbench for a few weeks now, and it's completely changed how I think about customizing gear. Instead of messing with heat presses or vinyl that eventually bubbles up, I've just been sliding phone cases and acrylic blocks straight under the LEDs. The finish is professional. It's that raised tactile ink you'd usually only see on expensive retail merchandise. The standout feature for me is that 3D embossed effect. It adds a premium heft to whatever I'm making. However, it's not all smooth sailing. The interface feels pretty dated and clunky, which is frustrating when you just want to get a quick project out the door. This is a solid pick if you're a maker looking to diversify your shop with metal or glass products. But honestly, if you aren't tech-savvy or hate troubleshooting hardware, this might be more machine than you actually want to deal with. Number 4. SHBK A3 UV6. I was staring at a pile of plain glass tumblers and generic wooden coasters, wondering how to make them look like actual professional products rather than a weekend DIY project. Labels always peeled and engraving was too slow. That's when I finally cleared off the workbench for this UV flatbed printer. Now, my mornings usually start with the hum of its water cooling system. I can slide a blank bottle into the rollers, and a few minutes later, it's finished with a glossy, raised texture that feels expensive to the touch. The way it handles dark materials with that bright white ink is easily its best feature. It just pops. However, the machine is a total tank. Moving it to clean behind my desk was a two-person job that nearly broke my back. If you have a dedicated studio and want to sell high-end custom gear, it's a stellar investment. Number 3. ST6050 A2 Flatbed. Have you ever had to turn down a custom order because the object was just too awkwardly shaped to fit under a printhead? I found myself in that spot constantly until I integrated the 6050 into my workflow. It's a beast of a machine that handles the impossible jobs like printing directly onto deep wooden crates or using the UV DTF system to create transfers for curved surfaces that a flatbed normally can't touch. The suction platform is a lifesaver. It keeps thin films perfectly still without any messy adhesives. However, you need to respect the footprint. It's nearly a meter wide, so unless you have a dedicated workshop with real ventilation, it's going to overwhelm your space. If you're scaling a serious print-on-demand business, the versatility is unmatched. But if you're just tinkering in a spare bedroom, this is definitely more machine than you need. Number 2. Sihow UV Printer A4. I've realized that most entry-level printers are just toys once you've seen what a dedicated varnish channel can do. The XP60 head on this A4 unit is a massive step up from basic conversions because it treats the finish as an actual design element. I've been using it for spot gloss logos on matte black phone cases, and that tactile, raised luster makes the product feel like it belongs on a retail shelf, not a craft fair table. The vacuum bed is a subtle win, too. It finally stopped my DTF films from curling mid-print. However, the A4 workspace is admittedly tight. If you're trying to batch out 50 items at once, you'll spend more time swapping trays than actually printing. It's perfect for boutique, high-margin work where quality beats quantity, but high-volume shops will find the size frustrating. Number 1. Oloy XP60 UV. Wasted material is the hidden cost of custom printing. I used to spend 20 minutes just double-checking alignments before hitting start. Now, the onboard camera handles that logic. I can drop a handful of phone cases onto the suction bed, and the vision system identifies their exact positions. It removes the guesswork. The speed is impressive. Because it carries two separate print heads, it lays down a thick white base and the final color in one pass. You get that premium raised texture in half the time. On the downside, the bottle printing feels like an afterthought. You still have to measure heights by hand for cylinders, which breaks the flow of an otherwise smart machine. It is built for the professional scaling a business. It rewards consistent use with reliable results. Avoid it if you prefer a set-it-and-forget-it appliance. This is industrial equipment that requires a disciplined owner. Hopefully that helps clear up which of these machines actually fits your workspace and which ones are just overkill. It's a big investment, so take your time and think about what you're realistically going to be printing every day. I've dropped the links to all 5 below if you want to dig into the latest pricing or the full spec sheets yourself. If you have a specific project in mind and aren't sure which way to go, just leave a comment and I'll try to help you narrow it down. Catch you in the next one.